Hey DCC, welcome to another edition of Morning Coffee. I wanted to tell you a little bit of story about this place I grew up for part of my life. It's called Elandsport, Pennsylvania, and I'm pretty sure that none of you have ever heard of it. It's right over the mountain from Williamsport, and the only probably reason why you know where Williamsport is because it's where the Little League World Series is every year. But Elandsport, Pennsylvania is this small little town. It's really really tiny. I don't even know how many people live there. Probably less than 200 people. And when I lived there, the general store was also the post office, and it's where you cast your checks and everything. It was kind of like your kind of one-stop shop. It was the gas station. It was kind of a number of things. I think the only thing that was down in the corner was Bobby Moorhart's Deli, and you could get a good hoagie when you were there. But when I was in Elandsport, it was a time in my life where we were kind of just learning that I suffered from autism. And so none of the school teachers that were in the school that I went to really knew how to handle that. I kind of was labeled like this kid who misbehaved and got in trouble. And back in those days, the public school, they could spank you and they could do a bunch of things that they can't do today. And so I was just, let's say, I've made my share of visits to the principal's office to have that done. And so I was kind of in this part of my childhood where I had all these questions. But I remember I lived up on this hill, kind of just outside of town, and my dad was a pastor at the church there, and so I used to walk down the hill into Elandsport, and I would go to this Grandma Lau's house, and Grandma Lau was this older lady that went to church with us, and I just remember like a few things. I think I remember like she had this huge area where she had Concord grapes. I don't know if you've ever had Concord grapes, but they're that really thick purple skin and everything like that. But I mean, I used to just like gorge myself on all these Concord grapes. But then I would sit on the porch and she would bring me out some iced tea and we would sit and talk. And she used to like just pour into me ways in which I could kind of learn from some of the things that I was doing wrong. And she was there to listen to me and hear me. She'd pray with me. She'd teach me the Bible. She would do all kinds of things, but she was always taking an opportunity to pour into me. And one of the things that, as I look back about that time, that I think sometimes gets lost in our culture, is this idea of younger and older, right? So many times we don't want to go to anybody who's older than us to get wise counsel. We don't ever want to go and get any learning because they don't get us, right? They don't relate to us. You don't understand. You've never been here before. You don't understand that, there's a big, huge time generation gap, and you just don't know what I'm going through. And then I think as the older you get, you realize that, given the circumstances, they've probably gone through a lot of the same similar things. They're trying to help you avoid making mistakes that they made. And so I think one of the things that Grandma Lau taught me was this ability to honor somebody who's older and really listen and learn something from them. And I know it's not always easy, and I know sometimes people can just be too full of advice, and I've had my fair share of that too. But I think one of the things that we always want to maintain is this healthy honor and respect for people who are older than us, who really have a great heart and are trying to teach us some things, because they can save us from so many mistakes that we might possibly make, because they're trying to get us to avoid doing the same things that they did. And I know I'm a father of 5 daughters, and they probably are sick and tired of hearing me talk about my childhood or talk about work situations and different things. But one of the things that I'm trying to get them to do is not be as dumb as their old man, right? I don't want them to fall into the same mistakes and do the same things that I did. So can I ask you to do something, like whether you do it today or this week? Always try to seek out wise counsel from somebody older. Get a different perspective. I know it doesn't always feel safe. I know that it isn't always convenient or it feels awkward, but trust me, when you sit down, first of all, you make their day, right? You're gonna actually have them loving life, because they don't get that very often. And so it's just a way to love on somebody. But other than that, I think if you really truly listen, they're going to have some important things to say and speak into your life that you're not going to get from somebody your age. You're not going to get from somebody younger than you. You're not going to get it from a coworker or a peer or anything else. You're going to get something that is just wiser and thought through. So try to do that this week, or try to do that in the near future. Find some people who can speak into your life, who can be older mentors in your life. We all need them. All right? Have a good day.